Good morning, everyone. Ballet is back, and so is my energy. Had a very moving experience at my first ballet class in Paris. So I've done ballet for years. It's something that's very important to me, and I really love. And I've been missing it. I've really missed my weekly class that I did back home, and I really wanted to find one here in Paris, and I found Fit Ballet, which I will leave a link to because they do online classes as well. So I booked in there. I felt very nervous about it because I don't speak French, but I am learning. But yeah, like all of the moves in ballet are in French anyway. So I thought I'll just throw myself into the situation. I'll be fine. It'll be good. It'll be good practice for me. So I booked on, and I got on the bus going the wrong way. I'm still very much figuring out Paris life. So I was running late, and I was literally running to the class because I didn't want them to start without me. And I'm running down this street, and then I heard the music, and I literally just like it literally infiltrated my entire body. It made me feel emotional, and I felt home. And I knew that I was in exactly the right place. Like, have you ever had that with something that you love? Let me know in the comments. But yeah, my energy is back, and I'm making big changes. Like, I'm not in the few vlogs ago I said how I was saying yes to everything, exploring all these new connections. I'm not doing that anymore. I am completely taking control of what I believe is all of our most precious resource, our time. And again, in the comments, let me know, how is time management for you? Is it something that you struggle with? Is it something that you find easy? I've been finding it really hard, but things are changing big time.
Oui.
I love you.
Oui, je comprends.
不愿意。
Oui.
No.
So I find time management very tough. I have tried everything. I have had no routine, and I think that this is important in a way. I think that we all have those times when we need to throw ourselves into the chaos. We need to experiment. We need to figure things out, and we need time and we need space to do that. Whereas I think the general consensus is that we're supposed to have this perfect routine, this perfect schedule locked down. But that's not realistic, because there are different seasons in our lives, and we have to ebb and flow alongside of that. I've also done the opposite. I have had that perfect routine and schedule down. At one point, I used to schedule absolutely everything in my life. I used to have most hours of my day allocated. I used to be that organized. Right now in my life, I feel like I'm in a place where I need balance. There's just so much that I want to do. I have all of my work stuff, there's all the adult stuff like food shopping, cleaning my place, and then there's this new Paris life that I'm trying to figure out for myself, where I want to go to ballet class. I want to take myself on Julia Cameron Artist Way style creative dates every week. I want to learn French and I want to meet new people, but it's a case of what does all that look like and how does that fit in? Because time is, it's like a pie chart, right? Like we can't extend it. We only have so much of it. So it's a case of how we divide it up. This week's vlog is sponsored by Lingoda, who I have been learning French with. They are an online school. I've been learning French with them for months now and absolutely loving their classes. It's definitely helping with my ballet because moves aside, like I just feel like I can converse with people so much better than I used to. And while I can't understand French fluently, I am definitely understanding a lot more, and my confidence is improving a lot. I'm much more willing to try and engage with people now, and I'm getting it right. So yes, it definitely helped me with my ballet situation. I love, in terms of the scheduling side of things, how you can plan your classes ahead. So I book mine a week in advance. I do 2 or 3 classes every week and I can put them into my digital calendar and I get a 10-minute reminder just before as well. But if you are wanting to learn a language, they don't just do French, they do all different languages. I really can't recommend them enough. The classrooms are so fun, it's really convenient with it being online. I often do my classes from bed because it's so easy, I don't have to go out or anything like that. But yeah, they're really, really great and helping me with my French so much. They do have a back to school campaign at the minute. If you're wanting to piggyback off that back to school New Year September energy, they have a 25% discount off the first 2 months of subscription. You can use Jessica25. I will leave the code in the description for you, as well as the link. If you're wanting to just give them a go and you're not wanting to try a subscription just yet, you can use their 7-day free trial as well. So in terms of finding balance with time management, scheduling, cultivating routines, I thought it would be good for me to share with you what has been working, because I've really been going round the houses with this. Like I felt really overwhelmed, I felt really stressed out. I think I really underestimated just how much I was going to feel uprooted by moving countries, which sounds really, really silly because obviously I was going to feel like a complete fish out of water and everything was going to change. But I didn't really anticipate just how much, and the whole throwing myself into chaos, experimenting side of things is I'm done with it. Like it's time to figure out what I want life to look like here and to build that. And I had to have a real word with myself during this overwhelm. I don't know if you do this as well. I talk to myself a lot. And I was like, Jess, you come on, like you know how to do this. I mean, if you've been watching the channel for a while, you remember I actually had a vlog on my cleaning routine, and that was scheduled every Saturday, same day every week, and I did the same thing. Like I've done all of this. I know how to do this. But I've had to do it all again. I've had to, completely wipe the slate clean and build up my diary, all my time, all my routine from scratch. So I thought it'd be a good time to share how I do it, what works for me, and also a really good opportunity for everyone to share their tips in the comments as well, just so that we can all learn from one another, because I think what works for one person doesn't necessarily work for another, and it really is all about finding the right balance for you. Okay, so the first thing that I do is to get everything out of me. And this is a tip that I learned from a life coach podcast with Brooke Castillo. I will leave a link to it. It's a really, really great episode to listen to. I basically do a brain dump. I do it on paper, but you can just as easily do it on a notes app. And I just like download all the stuff in my head that I think I have to do. Not even that week, just like big tasks. Like if I'm planning a trip, I want to join the library, I want to start ballet classes, I need to clean my apartment, I need to, all the work tasks and stuff that you've got to do. Every single thing just gets downloaded onto paper. Honestly, this is such a therapeutic experience. I absolutely love doing this. And even when I've finished, I will keep going until I feel like everything is out of me. Instantly, I feel so much calmer, and it's really like reassuring to see everything just laid out on the page. And I feel like in some way, like I've done it, or at least, okay, now I know what I actually have to deal with. The overwhelm always dissipates because I can see it. And if I can see it, then I can deal with it. Number 2 is to decide what matters. So priorities, by definition, we can't have more than one. Priority is the singular most important thing, and I think it is super, super important, and this is where the minimalist side comes into it. Like the secret to minimalist scheduling and planning and time management is to give yourself as little to do as possible. And the way that you do that is to decide what's important to you and what isn't, and be honest with yourself about that, and let go of all the social conditioning of what other people think. Yes, there are must-dos, but there are, a lot of the time we're doing things that we don't actually have to do. And a really great book, if you want to deep dive into this, is Essentialism. It completely changed my life. It's absolutely fantastic. I will leave a link to it in the comments. So yeah, I think about what is actually important, and I think about what doesn't need to be done. Like I don't have to meet 5-6 new people in a week, in a month, or whatever. If I'm asked to do something, to go out, I don't have to always say yes, because what I actually want to do, this is just one example, is restart my ballet class, and that's really important to me, and I get a lot out of that. So when you're looking through the list, it's a really good idea to cross as much out as possible. And then it's about dealing with what you are left with. Number 3 is scheduling the essentials first. So the boring stuff needs to be done. Like my apartment needs to be cleaned. I need to go to do the food shop. I have to do, work. I work for myself, so I can choose my hours. But if you have your hours already set, then that's the kind of stuff that you should schedule in first. And all those things that absolutely have to be done, like if you have kids and they have commitments, obviously those things need to go in. And then you have a bare bones structure of what your basic week has to look like at least, and then it's about filling in the gaps. I think it's really important also to just choose one diary. I know at one point I used to have like a family planner on my wall. I used to have a bullet journal, and then I was using my phone, my iCal as well, and it was such a mess. I've experimented with different diaries over the years, and I find that iCal is best for me, because then I can color code, I can share it, and I can see it wherever I am. So I can see it when I'm out and about, as well as being at home. You might be a paper person. I don't think it matters. I don't think there's any right or wrong, but I think choosing just one diary and sticking with that one is very, very important, and a really good way to simplify the whole process. Which one works for you will depend on your situation, whether you need to share it with other people or not. If you do need to share it, then I would say a digital one is definitely best. Number 6 is to colour code. This is just, my kind of stationary nut head going crazy. I love to colour code. I keep it simple. I think I have like 4 different colours. I have work stuff, which is always in pink. I mean, you can choose your colours, it doesn't matter. My work stuff is always in pink. My personal stuff is always in grey. And then things like birthdays are in green. I like that because then I can see how I am balancing work and personal life. And the birthday thing, I just like to, at the beginning of the month, I like to see who's are coming up, and that means that I never miss them. But I think it's really useful to colour code, but try and do it as simply as possible. And the last one is, don't forget to schedule rest time and the fun stuff. I think it's so easy to get carried away with all the boring stuff and the things that we think that we absolutely have to do, but it's so important to rest. Like, I'm someone who needs a lot of me time. I need a lot of recharge time. So be sure to leave yourself quite a lot of space. I used to cram so much in because I really underestimated how much time it actually took to do the thing. And a really good tip for this, how I got around it, was to allow the time that I thought it would take and then add half on again. It completely changed my schedule. It completely changed my life. So I stopped being late. I stopped trying to do so much in a day. And I just got a much more realistic handle on what it was that I could actually achieve. So I think it's really important to be realistic, because we do only have so much time, and that's okay. That's human, but it's up to us what we want to do with that time and how we want our lives to look. And I think that we have a lot more control over that than what we think. Let me know your planning tips. Also, let me know your planning mistakes. Like, maybe you try bullet journaling, for example. I tried that. I wanted to be a bullet journaler so bad. I wanted the perfect bullet journal, but I just could never make it work. Let me know if you have done the over planning thing, the under planning thing, what actually worked for you, what you would recommend to other people to try. I think the more that we share, the more that we can learn from each other. And I'm really looking forward to hearing what yours are, because, as I said, I am in the thick of this right now. I wanted to share what methods I'm using, what is working for me, but I'm really, really keen to hear from you as well. If you implement anything, if you give it a try, please let me know if it works for you, how you find it. I'm really, really keen to hear. And thank you to Lingoda for sponsoring this blog. I will leave that 25% discount code and also the link to their back to school campaign, as well as the free trial that they are offering as well. But thank you as always for watching. Really hope that you enjoyed it, and I will see you soon.